Question 1. What's a cap rate? Like, what does it actually tell you?
The cap rate tells you the value of the property that year that you're going to buy it. Is that
No.
not the value? It'll show you how much money you will get back that particular year.
I'm going to save you here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is, look, we've talked about cap rates a couple times. You're not in the industry. And the people that are in the industry are confused and misuse this term all the time.
Yeah.
Not unlike you just did. Okay.
Yeah.
So don't be too hard on yourself.
Okay.
But here's what a cap rate is. Here's what a cap rate is. It simply is the relationship. It's a percentage that defines the relationship between the net operating income and the value. That's it. So if there's net operating income of $10,000 and it's a cap rate of 10%, you can figure out what that property should be valued. So if the NOI, net operating income, is $10,000 and the cap rate is 10%, what would be the value?
10% of $10,000. Is that what you said? 10,000?
10,000 is the NOI, 10% is the cap rate.
Be 1,000. Wait, you multiply it. 100,000.
It would be 100,000.
Yeah.
You take the NOI and you divide it by the cap rate,
That's 1,000.
which 0.1.
0.1.
10% is 0.1. So you're dividing by a fraction, so it'd be larger.
Yeah.
So 10,000 NOI divided by 10% cap rate, the value of that property is $100,000.
Okay. Yeah.
Your value's almost always going to be worth more than what the net operating income of that property is.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So all cap rate tells you is in the year that you buy it, I paid this much for this much NOI for that year.
Yeah.
That's all it tells you. It describes the relationship for that year between value and net operating income. It's not a return.
Right. Right.
And that's how people use it most often.
Yeah.
Now, what is net operating income? Like, how do you arrive at that number?
What are the expenses?
Okay.
Right. And what are the rents? Right. Or the money that you're getting back. So it's the difference of the two of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me just be a little bit more specific. Okay.
Yeah.
So you take all the revenues of the property. Mostly that's going to be rents.
Yeah.
In an apartment complex, it might be laundry income. Self-storage facility like ours, we have a lot of late fees. That's part of the revenue. And an office building in Chicago, parking would be a revenue source for that property. So that, whatever happens to be in the revenue, mainly it's going to be rents plus some other revenue stuff.
Yeah.
Revenue minus the expenses of operating that building. So it's the expenses that are tied to the operation of that building, like property taxes, insurance, security,
plumbing.
Yeah, any kind of maintenance like that.
Yeah.
To the systems of the building, HVAC, plumbing,
Yeah.
Electrical. You got
Landscape, parking lot.
Yeah, landscaping. All that stuff is tied to the operations of that building. Just take all your revenues minus the operational expenses. That will get you to the net operating income. What about debt service?
What about it?
Do you factor that into net operating income?
No,
Why?
because it's not part of the operation of the building.
That's exactly right. That is an expense tied to the owner of the building. Somebody buys it with cash. They don't have a mortgage payment.
Right.
Somebody buys it with 100% financing. They got a huge mortgage payment. The NOI of that building is going to remain the same.
Yeah.
Whether somebody buys it with cash or, so there are some expenses that are tied to the owner that will be below the net operating income.
Sure.
So the key to figuring out the cap rate, is really being able to dial into what the net operating income is. Then you can look at the market, see, all right, properties like this are selling at this kind of cap rate, apply that cap rate to that net operating income, and then you can tell an owner, hey, your property should be valued at this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's cap rate.
Yeah. Cool.
Nicely done.
Yeah. Yeah. Sweet. That's worth it.
To watch the full episode, click right here to play another Quickie Quiz right here